about to make dinner. So as usual, I figured why not come on live and cook with you guys as I settle in for the evening. So let me switch you guys around and we will get started. Let me just get a few things that we need. I have most of the, actually all of the ingredients that I'll need here. Yeah, I think I'll face you guys this way. And let me get a cutting board and a knife and some gloves. I hope you guys have had a nice day. I know I've had a pretty busy but productive day for sure. And as always, I look forward to winding down for the evening and cooking a nice meal for myself. All right, so we got gloves. All right, so let's just go over the ingredients first. I feel like that's really important. So we have asparagus over here. We have cilantro. We have garlic. I'm gonna be making I feel like I'm gonna mispronounce this, tomatillo sauce with the garlic and the cilantro. We have rice. We have Parmesan cheese. I'm going to actually sprinkle this on top of the asparagus. The asparagus is going to end up baked. We have garlic and cilantro seasoning here. And then this is a cumin and chile rub that will go on the Mahi Mahi fish. This is what tomatillo looks like. I've actually never cooked with it before. This will be my first time, but we'll be using this to make the sauce. We have a lime, and then we have some Mahi Mahi fish here. So let's get you guys situated here and just tilt this down. Hello, Emelina. Welcome, welcome. All right, so the first thing that we'll do is trim off the ends of the asparagus. And like I mentioned, the asparagus is going to end up baked or roasted. So we're just gonna cut off the ends. Move this so everything fits. So we're going to end up baking the asparagus and the garlic and the tomatillo. If I'm mispronouncing that, if any of you are familiar with that ingredient and I'm mispronouncing that, can you please let me know? I believe that's how it's pronounced. But those ingredients will end up going in the oven. I have the oven preheating right now at 425 degrees, and the vegetables will get baked for at most 13 minutes, like 13 to 15 minutes. All right, so we will throw this away. I don't know if you guys are like me. I like to clean as I cook. Makes it easier at the end. Okay, let's get, we have aluminum. Please don't tell, okay, I was gonna say, please don't tell me I'm out of aluminum foil. Okay. So on one baking pan, we'll put the asparagus on here. Just to create room. So we'll take this and put this here for now. Put this on the stove. Okay. And then now we'll remove the husks of the tomatillo. So This is what it looks like. So you'll remove this off and I'll rinse both. I have two here. So I'll rinse them off and then chop them down. Let's see. Very good camera quality. Thank you so much. Love from South Africa. Welcome, welcome. What are you making? So I am making a high protein mahi mahi fish dish. It's fish, essentially fish over rice with like a green sauce on top of the fish. When you double tap the screen, you will get a gift. Are you talking to, like, you said if I tap the screen twice? I don't know. Hi, Keith. Hi, Maddox. Welcome. Thank you for joining my live. Thank you. Thank you. Welcome. Welcome. All right. So let's remove the husks. And I'll rinse this off camera. It's a quick rinse. And then we'll chop them down. I'm assuming these tomatillos are in the same family of tomatoes. I wonder if they're actually tomatoes, just not fully ripened to be red. They look like tomatoes. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. My first time using this ingredient, so we'll see how it tastes at the end. All right, so let's cut this down. So so this is what it looks like on the inside. I mean, I don't think it really matters considering that this will end up getting blended. So, but my blender is small, so it has to be cut up into smaller pieces. While I do this, because I like to be time efficient, the rice, we're gonna go ahead and put this in the pot over here. I had water boiling in the background. And we will just add a little bit. I like to add a little salt to my rice as it cooks down. Okay. What I'll do after this live as well is include I do this with every live, but I will include the ingredient amounts in the comments in case you ever want to come back to this live and make this dish yourself. All right. Let that boil. Bring you guys back over and continue what I was doing. What am I making? We are making mahi mahi fish over rice with I guess, tomatillo, cilantro, garlic sauce on top of the fish. All right. So I'll just chop these down. All right. And so now, I don't have I think I should be able to add it on here actually. I was gonna put the asparagus and the tomatillo in like a separate baking pan, but to be honest, they're all going on one pan. One less thing to wash. All right, so, okay. All right, and then the next thing to chop down will be, will be the garlic. So, we have 2 cloves of garlic here. So we'll just literally cut it down into 2 pieces. I'm gonna put this in its own small plate. Can you dumb it down? I understood nothing other than fish. Sure, no, I understand. So it's essentially fish over rice. Hope that helps. It's fish over rice with roasted asparagus, and there'll be like a green, I guess, kind of like a green salsa sauce to go on top of the fish. All right. So we have our vegetables here. Okay. And now what we will do is put on some gloves. We're gonna apply some olive oil on top of everything. And then we'll add our seasoning. So this is a garlic and parsley seasoning. Oh, I just bought some asparagus for the first time. Oh, I just had salmon and grits. Send that my way. I juiced mine though. Okay, so we're gonna add our garlic and parsley seasoning over everything. Oh, and the oven has just come on, so it's like perfect timing. I don't know about you guys, but I hate having to, well, I think hate is a pretty strong word, but I'm not a fan of like waiting around for one thing to finish and then I start working on the next. It's like I am very much a multitasker cooker. A multitasking cook. Because I generally like things to all be done around the same time. All right, so I just applied salt. I'm gonna now apply some pepper. And I am going to use my hands and rub everything in. So just so everything gets nicely coated. I'm separating the tomatillos from the asparagus because I'm not sure how much liquid it's going to generate. So I don't want the asparagus to end up getting soggy. All right, now I'll just use a new pair of gloves for the fish. So now what we'll do is put the pan in the oven. Turn you guys over here. And let's put that up there. Alexa, set timer for 13 minutes.
13 minutes, starting now.
All right. I turn you guys back around. And I'm gonna work on our Mahi Mahi. So for the Mahi Mahi, similarly, we'll add on a little bit of oil just so that the seasonings stick. I have the chili and cumin seasoning that's gonna go on here. And just like I did with the vegetables, I'm going to massage that through. And I'll add a little salt too, just balance that out. All right, let me see what you guys are talking about. So one thing I can't multitask is this chat and cooking. So let's see. You're more hands-on. I'm more of a what? I'm more of a throw it together kind of guy. I can be that way too. Do you have a homemade French fries video? I do not. Would you like one? I have oh goodness, I'm blanking here. I have the machine that slices a potato in the shape of French fries. So I can. I'm more of a, what do I have? Okay, I'll throw something together. That part. I just learned how to make vegetables and make sauce. Very nice. I don't buy ketchup anymore now. No more milk, no more cheese, no more peanut butter. So do you make stock bar? Do you make everything from scratch? Because if you do, that's a whole other level of skill of cooking. It's actually quite impressive. Sorry guys, I'm just getting new gloves so I'm able to marinate the fish. What do you think of turmeric and black pepper? Like as far as do I use them? If that's your question, yes, I do use them. I actually use turmeric. I think I used turmeric actually in one of the live videos where I made, what is it called? Shakshuka. That is one of my favorite. I mean, those of you that have been on my lives before know that that is one of my favorite brunch dishes. So in that dish, yes, I used turmeric. I used turmeric, curry, salt, black pepper, red chili flakes, garlic powder, onion powder, chicken bouillon powder. Hi, is it pronounced Benace? Welcome. Oh, you're fancy. I don't know about fancy. I don't know about fancy. I will say I have a very diverse palate for sure. So I'm Nigerian by cultural background, so West African, so we use variety of different types of spices. Both, I guess you can say traditional spices and also international spices, or let's say spices that you typically may only use in maybe some of like cultural food. So yeah. I chopped it more like butcher, but it was my first time I chopped in that. I don't think I balanced it right, and I still don't get the whole concept of blanching. Yes, I don't consume if it didn't grow out of the ground. Ah, okay. Talk about fancy. All right, so I think the fish is nicely coated. I like to take my time. It seems a little extra, but that's me for you. So we are now going to oil a pan and cook our fish. And we have the rice going over there. So while I do this, I figured, some of you guys know the drill. I like to do a nice little intro because I know some of you may be new to my live, and I feel like it's worth sharing about myself and about my channel. So my name is Chiamaka. Like I said, I'm Nigerian by cultural background, and I started this channel, Pockets of Protein, because on my short form platforms, I show more of like my fitness lifestyle. I strength train 4 to 5 times a week. And so for me, it's obviously important to get enough protein in. However, I feel like, unfortunately, there is this narrative with living a healthy lifestyle that your food has to be bland, as as hell. And that's not for me. I'm somebody that, as I've just told you, I like variety. I like, trying and using different spices and cooking different things. So I just never wanted to personally subscribe to the notion that I have to, for lack of a better term, bland my food down all in the name of being healthy. Like, I think the two can exist where you can still enjoy the foods you love, even if it's just a matter of substituting a certain ingredient, such that it's, calorically aligned with whatever your fitness goals are, and still enjoy your food. I don't think that anyone should ever be a prison to their food, because food and dishes, it plays such a big part of our lives, celebrations, bringing people together, et cetera, et cetera. So it was really important to me to start this channel because, yes, it is a cooking channel, but there is a very clear emphasis of protein. I mean, you'll see some just regular dishes, even some indulgence dishes, but you'll see that there is a trend of, okay, like protein clearly is at the center of her meals, or she prioritizes protein. So if you're somebody that's, if you're just looking for a cooking channel to follow, and you also have a desire to just, get inspired of different high protein dishes to make, please subscribe. I'd love to have you. I like to come on live every so often because I think with cooking channels, unfortunately, you don't really get to know the person behind the camera or the person behind the stove. And so I come on lives just to, as I say, humanize my channel. You guys get to know me and I get to know you, because I know some of you actually come back to multiple lives, and I really appreciate that, because again, that's how you build community, that's how we bond, and so on. So for those of you that are new, welcome, and thank you for coming to my live. So with that said, the rice is almost done. I'm gonna wait for the pan to heat up. I try to ensure that the pan is as hot as possible, because otherwise the fish will stick. I mean, to be honest, it may stick regardless, but if I can minimize that as much as possible, that would be ideal. All right, let's see. French fry machine. Oh, you fancy you got the garbage can with the lights on. Are you rich? No, I'm not rich. No, I'm not rich. I wish I was rich. I am blessed. I work hard. I work a 9 to 5. I am not a full-time YouTuber, so I am just a regular girl that works hard for her money. And, I feel like I work hard, I play a little harder, and I don't allow my money to just sit in a bank account and collect commas. I use it to indulge in the fine things of life, like an electric censored trash can. All right, my problem is I don't eat nearly enough, and I'm also trying to motivate my dad, who's 70 and moving slow as hell. Yeah, I think as we get older, like I'm in my early 30s, and I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you, like obviously the aesthetic part of living a healthy lifestyle is part of it. I mean, let's just call a spade a spade. But of course, as we're getting older, like longevity is important. There's a lot of cardiovascular conditions that run on both sides of my family. So any way that I can mitigate those things is very important to me. So fun fact, I actually went to pharmacy school. So I am a pharmacist by education and also by training. I worked as a CVS pharmacist for a few years before moving on to other things. So I also have the drug background. I love learning about drugs. I love learning about mechanisms of drugs. And one of the reasons why I really loved retail, and I feel like it ties in with my personality, is I like, I'm trying to figure out a way to say this. Like, I look at things and situations from a very realistic point of view, in the sense that in retail, so like if you go to CVS or you go to Walgreens, Rite Aid, wherever, like patients coming in, they are dealing with real life things. They have real life questions, whether it's birth control questions, um, all types of questions, blood pressure medications affecting other parts of their lives, and they want counsel on those things, giving out vaccinations, all the things. Like, I feel that at the time anyway, that I was working there, that was one of the reasons why I enjoyed it, was because I felt like I was making a realistic impact in people's lives that is day to day. So I feel like, yeah, and that has kind of continued even as I love fitness, or have made fitness and just living a healthy lifestyle a priority. Um, when it comes to supplements, honestly, even when I go for my doctor's appointments, my doctors know that I am a pharmacist by training. So whenever they try to prescribe anything, they know that I'm going to question them. I'm going to question their clinical thought process, because, you know, anything you're prescribing, you put yourself at risk for side effects. So they know they can't just say, oh, go take this. Because first of all, I know what the medication is. I know how it works. But what I don't know is like, what is their thought process in thinking that the medication is an appropriate choice. So anyway, having that medical background helps a lot, because I feel like, number one, I'm able to better advocate for myself. And number two, again, like, just trying to live healthier. Supplements is part of it. We don't get everything in our diet day to day. So things that I feel that will help me in the long run, I have the knowledge to understand what is what. Obviously, what I don't know, and that's why, like, I have a doctor like anybody else, is, labs and things like that. But even then, I mean, I have access to my labs through my chart, so I'm able to see all that and interpret, okay, if something is abnormal, what I should do, like what lifestyle changes should I start making. And that is also part of why just, a healthy lifestyle is important to me, hence why this channel was made. So that would make you a realist, more or less. More or less. Alexa, turn off timer. All right. So that was the timer for the vegetables. The fish doesn't. I mean, mahi mahi doesn't take a lot of time to cook, so I'm gonna actually turn the stove off. The rice is done. So we have the rice over here. That's done. So let me bring you guys back so I can open the oven. Interesting. So yeah, so you can see that the tomatillo does generate quite a bit of liquid, so that's why I separated it from the asparagus. Okay. And this should be done. I mean, I'm just allowing the heat from the stove finish cooking the mahi mahi, whatever is not done. I mean, I suspect that it should be finished, but. All right, so now we are going to make the sauce. So give me just 1 second. Let me get myself situated over here. So I can bring you guys to see what it is that I'm doing. You did your salmon fast. It took me over half an hour. It shouldn't take half an hour to make salmon, though. You're making this on the stove? I mean, I feel like fish in general it's not a protein that generally takes a lot of time. So maybe it's I don't know. You might even be possibly overcooking it. Does it break down when you're done cooking? Because that to me is my assumption of what would happen if you're cooking salmon or really any fish for that long. Okay. Let's see. I love the community atmosphere. I tried to do that with stock market and branched off into a whole bunch of other different niches. Do you invest? I don't invest. Um, yeah, I don't. Well, that's not true. I invest, but I'm not like active. Sorry for the noise, guys. That's my robo vacuum, and please do not say I'm rich, stock bar, because you already you already accused me of being rich because of my trash can. So, all right. So, this is my blender. See that it's small, so I wanted to cut up the tomatillos into smaller pieces because we're gonna add this. There's garlic here. Um, we'll add cilantro, salt, olive oil, and some lime juice. That's why we have our lime here. All right, so yeah, this has cooled down. So let me get a spoon. Just add this in. I am so hungry. Oh my God. I went to the gym earlier and so I'm really hungry. All right. All right. So let's let's move that out of the way. Okay. So we'll add the cilantro. I'm just gonna tear it with my hands and add it in. Okay. And then we'll add in some oil. We'll dice up. Well, we're just gonna use half of the lime because I don't want personally, I don't want the sauce to taste too sour. Let's get our juicer, lemon squeezer. Squeeze that in there. Okay. And lastly, some salt. Let's see. I'm proud of you. Keep up the good work. I'm trying to build that habit. Anyway, I just wanted to come through and show love to you and your algorithm. Thank you so much. That is so sweet. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Okay. So now let's get the bottom part of the blender screwed on. right. So what I'm doing here, just so you guys can see, is I'm just gonna add a little bit of Parmesan on the asparagus while it's still a little warm. Definitely don't need all of this, but okay. So back to what we were doing. So we're going to blend up this mix. Let me flip you guys over here. Okay. Let's get it. Don't want to knock this over. Okay. Okay, that's good enough. All right, so now we are going to plate our dish. My favorite part. I love to see a dish come together. So let's bring you guys back over here. Let's flip you guys down. Okay. I might actually need a flat plate because of the asparagus. More surface area to lay it down. All right. So let's add our rice. And the amounts that I'll include in the comments are for 2 people. I may have already said that already, but in case I didn't, it is for 2 people. So this plate is going to be for me. Like the other. All right. This is plated. Then we'll add the asparagus. I know it seems so extra what I'm doing with the plating, but I don't know about you guys, but I take joy in a dish that is nicely plated because it makes me excited to eat it. Again, maybe I'm just extra, but that's a thing for me, is the plating. Okay. Now, the fish. So. Add another one. Okay. The other fish for him. And then we'll add the green sauce. May not even end up using all the sauce, but we're gonna add this. No, let me get a spoon, a clean spoon. It smells good. Okay, let me add to the other dish. And then I think what I'll do, since I have some extra Parmesan, is literally use it like a garnish on top. So, and I'm gonna take you guys, like I usually do, off the tripod so you can really see what's going on. Finished product. So, this is what we're working with. Mahi Mahi with like a cilantro tomatillo sauce on top with oven baked asparagus and rice. This is the other plate, but it doesn't look as pretty because my boyfriend doesn't care. He's gonna eat it as is, but I like mine to be presented really nicely. So that's what we're working with. So that's it, guys. Like I said, I'll include all the comments. This is me, but I'll include all of the ingredient amounts in the comments. And so in case you guys want to try making this yourself, you can. But thank you for joining. I really had I always have a good time with you guys. I think I'm gonna go live again tomorrow at the same time. I'll announce it on the post tab on my YouTube page like I did today. And subscribe if you like the vibe. I'm very easygoing. If you go through my YouTube shorts, you see some videos where I show my personality. I'm a very easygoing person, so I like to have a good time. I like to cook and I like to eat good food while trying to be healthy. So if that's your vibe, please subscribe. I hope you guys have a nice evening. I'm gonna go eat now and settle in for the night. Take care, guys.